he has got to deal with his shoulder issue. The team totally changes. Then he gets, he's in COVID protocols. And, he's just trying to find his way. And, you take a guy like Colby and he's playing, off the ball a little bit more. There's a learning curve there, and I even told him tonight just to be aggressive and attack and, take advantage of your opportunities. I thought he had some good looks that, he didn't necessarily knock down, but he maintained his aggressiveness, and you feel confident enough with him as a player that, that he's going to bounce back. And I've always said he's got great resiliency and great bounce back ability. But I think for him, it's probably been a little bit hard just because of what he's done his first 2 years in the league. It's drastically changed to where he is now, and it's something he's got to learn, how to work through and how to, take advantage of his opportunities, when they come. But he's been great, and I was happy that he played well tonight, and I was happy that he was aggressive.
As far as pick and roll chemistry, what do you see them at right now?
Well, I mean, I think it's twofold. It's one, it's also like in the first half they were switching a lot. Then they came out in the third quarter and they started blitzing and trapping. So, I think those guys, the communication, that's the one thing that I said about Demar and even Vooch, is they're going to talk through those kind of things when those things are happening. And I thought early in the game, early in the third quarter, Demar found Vooch in kind of the pocket in the middle of the floor, and then Vooch was able to make some plays. And then there was a couple switches, and we got Vooch on some post-ups off the some pick and rolls, and then there was some opportunities for Demar to play, in the mid-range. So a lot of those guys working together is basically how they're being guarded, because it's not like every single game everybody's guarding the pick and roll the same way. They'll see a lot of different coverages throughout the course of the game, and they're really good at communicating and trying to get on the same page with one another.
Sort of pairing Zach and Vooch, obviously a lot of bringing less than this guy, but like do you feel like letting those guys get a chance to play more together during this stretch will be a...
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been good. I mean, Demar's really carried our second unit in a lot of ways. I mean, he's kind of, come out and started the game, and it's kind of, he'd feel the game out and, figure out how he's being guarded, who's guarding him, what's available, what's open. I mean, he's very, very cerebral, very, very bright, very, very smart, and certainly very experienced. But in the second unit is kind of where he's really got himself going. But I think the more that, those two guys are, to your point, playing together, the more comfortable they get with one another.
You touched on this dynamic pretty consistently throughout the season, but what takeaway do you have from this team navigating an atypical week and coming out in a back-to-back and playing at the level that they did in consecutive nights with contributions from different guys?
No, I mean, it's a great group, Casey. It's a great group of guys, and I knew, like, coming in last night, with 1 day of practice, whatever it was, a week where it's all just individual skill work, I knew they'd come in and compete. Like, that's the one thing I'll say about our guys is they'll compete, they play hard, they work hard. And listen, there was going to be some ups and downs, some ebbs and flows, some bumps in the road, last night. And there was tonight. We're going to have to regain ourselves. We're going to have to regain our chemistry. We're going to have to regain our rhythm. There's got to be a lot of things that we've got to go through. I think that, after the Toronto game, we do get 3 days where we can get maybe a little bit more whole. But I think, what these guys have done speaks to their competitive character. It's been a great group and a great group of guys as people. And I think there's kind of one common goal and one common vision. I think all those guys have kind of put their focus and their effort towards, one, how can I help and impact winning? And as a group, how do we play stylistically, to take advantage of the skill set and the talent that this group has. And they've all been on the same page. And like I said to you guys, way back when, I give them a lot of credit, coming in a day after Labor Day and trying to get to work and stuff like that. I mean, it's been great. And I think to your point, what they did the last for on a back-to-back coming off what they did, to me was really, really impressive. Not that, we were perfect, but just the focus, the concentration, and trying to do things. And even in the Laker game where we got behind and it wasn't going well, and the third quarter was a struggle, just the ability to keep fighting and playing. And I really respect and appreciate just how they've handled everything that's been thrown at them so far this year. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.